Hey guys, welcome back to Krissbeauty. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Christina. Some of you call me Kriss, others Tina. Whatever you prefer, girl, that's fine with me. Alright you guys, in today's video, as you can tell by the title of today's video, I am super excited because we are actually going to be testing out my new contour method, which is inspired by Scott Barnes. You can find that video right here or right here. I have been doing this foundation routine probably for the last 1.5 to almost 2 years. I want to compare it to the way that I used to apply my foundation and my contour, specifically my contour method, because I want to see if it actually makes a difference or if it's just me and like a little bit of like a placebo effect, you know what I mean? So I want to compare and contrast how I used to do my contour, which is foundation first, then contour, cream contour, and then setting the face and bronzer and all that good stuff, versus how I do it now, which is cream contour under my foundation. So if you're not already subscribed to Krissbeauty, go ahead and do so. Turn on your bell notifications and let's get started. Alright you guys, I am barefaced. I applied my moisturizer, my serums. My eyebrows look a little crazy right now because I'm trying to like do a little soap brow slash got to be glue like sparseness moment, so don't mind that. We're gonna focus on the base and the face today. It's a Friday right now. You're probably not seeing this on a Friday, but you know, we're all relaxed. We're getting glam for no reason, of course. I really want to focus on the base today. So my face is pretty clean. I had a really good week and I'm really feeling like super motivated, super hydrated, super amazing. So I want to start off by letting you guys know what products I'm going to be using. Of course, whatever I use on and off of camera, including what I used before camera went on, I will link in the description box below. So go ahead and check that out. I've been letting my serums sit for a minute. I'm going to be using the same primer for the whole entire face. I'm going to be going in with the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. I reviewed this in my last video, so go and check that out. Again, I will leave that video either here or here, I don't know, but I'm gonna use this on my entire face. I'm gonna use about this much just to start off. Okay, this is a very tacky primer, but I did use 2 pumps. It does set down pretty quickly, like it's literally like feels like glue, but not in a bad way. And it smells delicious, so I'm ready. Alright you guys, so for today's video I'm gonna be doing my usual foundation routine, which of course is inspired by Scott Barnes, which is more heavy, but it is cream contour first, then foundation, then setting the face, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to be doing that on this side of my face, and then on this side of my face I'm going to be doing what I used to do, which is foundation and cream contour, then all that good stuff. So we're kind of going to be doing everything together, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start off with this side. As always, I use the Juvia's Place foundation. I'm going to be using the shade Namibia. It is a more deeper tone because I find that when I buff it out, it kind of like seamlessly, like it becomes a little bit more warm. Alright, I'm going to be taking the highlight brush from Real Techniques, the 413 highlight brush from Real Techniques. It is a small like little brush. It's very useful. I like to use this for my cream contour. I'm just going to take that on directly on the brush. I'm going to start off. I like to put my cream contour pretty high, and also I bring it in. I know this seems like a lot, but cream contour is meant to stand out under your foundation, so I promise this is going to look really good. By the way, you guys, there's a lot of natural sunlight coming in because the sun is going down, so I apologize in advance if the lighting looks a little bit weird in here, but we're gonna get through it. I like to bring this like to the top of the ear, but I've been leaving like this part hollow, and it looks crazy. I know, it looks crazy, but I promise you, it doesn't look as bad. And then I just take whatever's left over and chisel this out a little behind the ears and go down just a little bit. And I like to just go over the lips a little bit to give it like that natural pout. I'm only gonna do this side because this is the side that is the new foundation slash contour method that I use. All right, y'all, I'm fully aware of how crazy this looks, but I'm gonna let that sit for a second. I'm gonna move on to this side. I'm gonna apply my foundation. So I'm gonna use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. This is in the shade Cream Beige. Oh my god, I haven't put like foundation on first in a very long time. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I would usually use my ColourPop F15 brush, but I don't really know where that's at. I'm just gonna apply it to the face. This feels so weird, but honestly, like, I haven't applied my foundation like this in so long, and I use a lot less foundation now because it kind of like, you can't use too much when you put cream contour first. So this is actually quite fun. Like, you can actually see the coverage, you can see it set and everything. Make sure you get the ears, behind the ears, down the neck. This is definitely my summer shade, by the way. Look at how good that looks on the skin though. But look at how white my forehead is. I'm gonna try to stop right here in the middle. Make sure to always buff it into the hairline. Yes, I love it. I love it. Oh my god, this is very nostalgic for me. I look very orange, but it looks good. It looks good. So this is what this side is looking like. No contour at all yet, and this is what we got going on. So I'm gonna add literally like the tiniest amount of foundation, like literally like this, and this might be too much already. What we're gonna do is just gonna apply it, same brush, same foundation. We're gonna apply it around the cream contour. And this is just gonna like fill in the spots, like I like to say. So we go over the cream contour slightly, kind of blend that in. It's looking a lot less crazy. And then we definitely blend the cream contour up, never down, always up. Do not forget the double or triple chin. Bring this down and around into the ear. So as you can see, there's a lot less foundation here. It actually looks a little bit like, it almost looks a little muddy, but I promise you, when you put on concealer and everything like that, it looks a lot different. I'm gonna grab my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, the ultimate concealer that I use all the time. This is in the shade Light Beige. I use Light Beige, and I also use Light Peach. So Light Beige is more of my skin tone. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit for a second so I can build a little bit of coverage. I'm gonna go back to this side. I'm gonna take the same brush from Real Techniques and the same shade from Juvia's Place. This is Namibia. I have to be light-handed because I forgot I don't need to be so heavy on this side. What I used to do is I actually used to just apply it to the face. I used to just apply like the contour stick to the face. Oh, you see, but that's too like, ugh. Okay. And I didn't used to, I never went over the lips. So I'm gonna leave the lips alone. Oh my god, this feels so weird. It's a lot more full coverage. I don't know if I might have put too much, but baby, if I used to go out like this, we have a problem. You know that when I first started doing cream contour, I never used to set my face. Never, ever used to set my face. I always used to go out just like this. I didn't start setting my face until like late. Not late in the game, but too late for me. And it's just, it's a tragedy just to think about. Like I used to like literally contour and everything. Cream contour. No bronzer, no setting powder, and just go out. And I used to be like, man, like my makeup is just coming right off. And it's because, hello, you have to set your face. Okay, I'm just using the brush that I used for my foundation and just blending all of this out. I also used to bring my cream contour like here. I really need to buff out this chin because it's looking way too harsh. Okay, I'm gonna add some concealer on this side, and then I'm gonna buff out this side. So I would definitely bring it down the side of my nose. I want to be a little careful though, because this is a very full coverage creamy concealer, so I want to be careful with that. And I'm not going to apply the lighter one until like a little after. Let me blend this out. All right, I'm going to take my e.l.f. complexion duo brush, and I'm going to take the smaller end and just begin tapping this out. Okay, I like to bring the concealer all the way up. Okay, I'm gonna use the other side to like buff this out a little bit. Okay, I had to put some setting spray because I kind of let it sit for too long, and so I needed to move around for mama. I'm just going into those corners. Okay, I'm just taking the foundation brush that I used earlier, and I'm just gonna buff this out so it can be a little more seamless. But honestly, I'm kind of living for this side. Like, maybe it's just because of it's the side that I usually do, like the method that I usually do, but I'm honestly living for it. It's so pretty. Okay, let me buff out this side. I would usually buff this out with a sponge, so that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I had to quickly wet a sponge. This is from Shop Miss A. This is their limited edition coral sponge. I'm gonna leave this in the description down below. I love this sponge so much, so I'm gonna use this to buff everything out. I don't know why I used to do this, but I did. Oh god. And I used to just take like the back of my blender or my sponge, and I used to just like go over this like this, just so it could be seamless. But this looks very, very like, I don't know. I'm not feeling this at all. I don't know if you can tell, but like this looks, to me, looks way different than this side. I'm gonna add a little bit of the lighter concealer on this side because that's what I used to do. I used to just really, truly pack on the concealer. Okay, so I could already tell that this side is not blending out the way it usually would. This side looks, I don't know, I'm feeling this side so much. But it's not bad, but it's just very like a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. I feel like I contour my nose sort of, not the same, but I do wait, like, well, recently I've been waiting like after I blend all this out to actually contour the nose. I'm kind of just gonna do the nose how I would always do it. I used to really pack on the concealer on the nose actually, but I don't know how to do that like halfway. So what I'm gonna do is just add some concealer, and then I'm gonna cream contour. Alright, so I took NAMIBIA on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take the Morphe M152 brush. Okay, so I have you guys zoomed on in because I really want you to see the tea, because the way that I cream contour today is completely different. So again, NAMIBIA is on the back of my hand. Alright, actually I'm going to use the e.l.f. contour. This is the flat eyeshadow brush, I think. So the way that I cream contour my nose now versus before, and I should do a entire cream contour an entire nose contour video. I will do it separately, but basically the way that I do it now is I start from like the inner brow and I come down as close as possible like to my bridge, and then I would do this. And what else? It's hard to do like one side, but this is kind of the gist of it. So this is coming down like from the brow. It looks very dramatic, but this is what it is. And then before, this is the before side. I used to literally just like, just come down the side like this, like literally just straight down. There was no angling, nothing, darling. It's so sad, but it's the truth. This one I kind of do like a round tip. I think I did a little too much, but this is just the idea. It looks crazy. I'm also gonna go over this. Already a very dramatic difference. I'm gonna use the same brush. I kind of like clean it off a little bit, and then I kind of like start to blend this out. And I don't blend it out too much. I think I put too much here. Definitely put too much here, but I'll fix it in a second. And then this one, I didn't even use to blend it out with like a brush like this. I would literally just go over it, my beauty like sponge. And that's it. It was blended out, just like this. Oh God. On this side, I really try to take my time blending this out. I might go in with a sponge. Most of the time, I'm going in with like a brush. I don't know, let's see if the sponge works. Okay, and then I switch back and forth to sort of bring that contour in a little bit more narrow with the whatever I use as concealer. Okay, this is pretty much the gist of the nose contour on this side. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and do a separate nose contour video so you guys can really see in depth. But I definitely feel like the nose contour here and here dramatically different. All right, y'all, so we are finally gonna set the face. Thank God I know how to set my face now. I know. At this point, I would usually take the same sponge for this side. I would take the same sponge, kind of buff this out, and then same sponge, and then just literally set everything. And I would like go over my entire face like this. And I would even set my nose like exactly how I would set the rest of my face, which is something that I don't do now because I realize that my nose gets like very sensitive and it gets very dry. So okay, so this side of my face is already set, and I really honestly, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I feel, first of all, this feels completely like, I don't know, it feels stark white, and it also feels like I lost a lot of my contour. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but let's go ahead and set this side of my face. I'm gonna blend this out one more time. I don't know if this actually makes a difference, but I like to take a dry sponge now, and I'm not too focused on my like lines or creasing too much anymore, but I do like to make sure I get the powder like in the corner, and I kind of like to set just a little bit. So I don't know if you can tell, but I did not like heavily set my entire face. What I am gonna do is I am setting this part of my face under the eye. I kind of went over this part a little bit, but everything else is still dewy. It's still wet because I like to take my bronzing brush and I like to take like just a dash of my setting powder, go over this. The bronzing brush doesn't have any product on it yet, but I don't know if you can tell just already, like this is what I usually do. This is what I used to do. Like I can see the cream contour, and I use less foundation on this side. It feels completely different. So let me go ahead and bronze, because maybe, you know, maybe we need a little bit of bronzer in our lives. So I'm gonna take the Essence Matte Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder for lighter skin in 01 Natural. Again, I take this bronzer brush. This is actually a blush brush from, I think this is from Real Techniques. This is a 400 blush brush, but I use it as bronzer. And I literally just toast the face. Again, this is the side that I do like my new method on. And I'm going in this upward direction. And I love this bronzer because it's buildable. So it doesn't start off with too much like product on it, too much pigment. All right, I'm obsessed with this side. Listen, I know I still have room for improvement, but this is what I'm gravitating to more. Now for this side, I would definitely take a more pigmented bronzer. That's one. I would definitely take a more pigmented bronzer. I would definitely take an angled brush because I used to like to make sure that you can see the contour. I was pretty heavy with the contour. All right, I'm gonna take the Zuri Flawless Shaping and Strobing Face Contouring and Highlight Kit. That is a whole mouthful because I used to like to use like pretty deep shades or like pretty red shades. So I'm gonna like mix those two and I'm gonna take it on a angled brush just like this. So I'm gonna take the two of those shades. And I literally remember I used to start off like bring it down. That was like not enough. That was not enough. So I used to go in more. And I used to bring it up the side just as heavy. That looks a little intense, but it's the truth because I used to really do my bronzer like that. And then I used to just tap it on my forehead, and I'm not exaggerating, like this is literally how my face used to look like 90% of the time. Definitely a pretty heavy double chin neck contour. So I don't know if you can know, like I don't know if you can see the difference just head on, but I used to heavily bronze here, this side of my face, here. This is what we had going on. Then what I used to do is take the setting powder and I would just clean this up just for funsies apparently. And even here I used to set right here. I'm gonna use the same two shades and I'm gonna pull down my nose. Literally just like this. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna take my Sun Club matte bronzing powder from Essence and I'm gonna take my Essence Brighten Up banana powder, and I like to take a dry sponge. I also like to mix that with my Airspun or whatever setting powder that you use. Tap off the excess and then set under the eye just like for a second. Nothing too crazy though. And clean up just a little bit here. This is what we got going on. I can see such a dramatic difference. I really honestly didn't think that I would see such a dramatic difference like at this point, but I do. I want to wipe this away though, and I want to like add some blush the way that I used to do it and the way that I do it now. Alright, so for this side of my face, I'm gonna take the new e.l.f. Putty blush. A lot of the things that I'm using today I reviewed in my last like video, and I apologize for using a lot of them today, but I have them in front of me. So I'm gonna be using the shade, this is the shade Bora, and it's a beautiful like pink shade. This is a cream to powder, I believe. So I'm gonna use this, and I just love a cream blush moment. Who I was like before literally could never, like I would not touch cream blush, but who I am today, honey, she's a daredevil. She's a daredevil, and this shade is gorgeous. It's definitely buildable. And it goes over your like already set makeup so pretty. Went in a little too much, but she's so pretty. And of course for this side I would never use cream blush. I was like, cream blush is so not me, blah blah blah. So I'm actually gonna use my Amuse Cosmetics blush, and this is like their little trio. This is a more of a peach tone, but I would just go in with my blush brush and I would use like these two shades. I would still use these two shades, honestly, but I would never touch the center of my face because I was always taught that, you know, it would round your face and blah blah. I love blush, okay? So I used to just put it up here, heavily. And maybe the forehead a little bit. Alright, so we are almost done with the face. I'm gonna move on to highlight. I'm gonna take this highlight from Believe Beauty, and I just want to show you what I used to do before. I'm gonna take like this gold champagne. I should take something lighter though. No, you know what? I'm actually going to take this e.l.f. This is their bite-sized eyeshadows, and this is in Cream and Sugar. I would take like a very, this is not that light, but I would take a lighter shade like this and a brush, a highlighting brush like this. This is from Real Techniques. This is their setting brush. So I would take something more dense like this, and this is the side that I used to do. I would definitely like, I would highlight pretty heavily. Okay, and that meant heavily on the forehead, just like this, on the chin, and on the cupid's bow. Not that heavy. Oh my god. Why do I look like this? Why did I do that? Okay, I definitely like to be blinding, and I'll bring this up. Excuse the rain in the background. It is raining ridiculously heavy. Okay, so for this side, I would now take a fan brush, and I would go into something a little bit more like, I don't know, I like to go into like pinkies and like more golds a little bit. And I like to do not a super subtle highlight, but I like to do something a little bit more like fanned out. I put it like all over my forehead, chin, but this is like as much as I would do on this side. Really pretty. You can still see the highlight, but not like this. Definitely not like this. The only place that I would really concentrate it a little bit, I would take a little bit on my finger, is like the tip of the nose and the bridge of the nose. This is what this side would look like. I just want to show you guys the finished product. Oh, you know what? Let me set the face. Let me set the face. Let me give my face a fair chance. Let this dry a little bit. I used to go over this with a sponge. So I'm not going to do the eyes today or the eyebrows because I don't feel like it's necessary, because I want you guys just to see the face. But I just want to show you guys like a quick little slow-mo of what's going on. By the way, this is the side that I used to do. And this is the side that I currently do. I don't have my glasses on, but I can clearly see the difference just head on. This is what we got going on. I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not think that I would see such a huge difference. I was like, oh, it's probably just personal preference. And you know, it's in my head, and I probably just do things because I just like to do them a certain way. But I can literally see a complete face. First of all, the face shape looks different. It looks like I'm trying too hard on the side to be like a beauty guru, and this side looks like, in my opinion, she kind of knows what she's doing. Let me know your thoughts down below, but this is what we got going on. Alright you guys, so this is the final looks. You guys, I need to know your thoughts down below. For me personally, I feel like this is a more natural, but just it looks a little bit more professional. This looks like I'm trying a little too hard. That's my personal opinion. I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below, so sound off in the comments. Everything and anything that I use on and off the camera is linked in the description down below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, let me know your thoughts, and make sure you subscribe before you leave. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.